Good morning, Holly. Thank you for taking the time out to interview with diversityabroad.com. Why don't you tell me where you studied, where you're from, your home institution, and your major?
Okay. Um, you said my home. I'm sorry.
Where you studied?
Oh, I studied abroad in Hong Kong. I went to the Hong Kong Institute of Education. I studied abroad in fall 2012. My home is Greensboro, North Carolina. And my major is psychology, and I have a minor in philosophy, and I'm also getting a certificate in global studies. And my home institution is North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University.
Very good. And so, why did you decide to study abroad?
My choosing of the reason why I studied abroad is because I had a lot of friends that studied abroad. I had a friend that went to NC State that had actually went to the Dominican Republic and spent some time there, and my best friend had studied abroad the semester before I did, and so I had a lot of inspiration through my peers. And I had never studied abroad or been out of the country before. And so I thought that it would be a great idea to broaden my horizons. I had never set sail outside of Greensboro, actually.
Very good. Those are all great reasons. And it helps to know someone who's done it before,
Yes,
and they came
yes,
out surviving.
yes.
Very cool. And how did you go about funding your program?
Oh, well, the Study Abroad office is awesome, and they let us know about all kinds of grants and scholarships. And so I definitely applied for grants and scholarships. I'm actually a Gilman Scholar, and I received a lot of funds from that program. And our office here at the international office here at A&T, they actually you can apply for grants here as well, and I received a grant as well, and my trip was funded the whole time, and I actually got to come back with some money, and I bought my own car.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's a rare exception. But
Yeah.
that's awesome. So you said you studied in Japan?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Yes.
So did you experience any discrimination while you were out there?
Yes, we did. Just a tad bit. Only because it was more so from what we learned. There were more the older people. A lot of the younger people would call them the traditional folk because they were older and they weren't used to seeing others that did not look like them.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember one time I had other friends that come with me from our school. It was about four girls in all, and we were traveling throughout Hong Kong, and we were going back to school, and they have different forms of transportation. And while we were getting on the minibus, the bus driver was talking. He was speaking to us in Cantonese. We didn't understand him, but he was pretty much telling us we had to get off the bus because it was full. And when me and my friend had to catch the next minibus to school, my friend was so upset. She was just like, he told us to take our African bus back to Africa. And she was so upset. And so from then we just kind of had to embrace it. And we actually took it as a learning experience. And it's for a lot of the younger people at school. We made a diversity PowerPoint to teach them about where we come from so they could learn about where we come from, because they didn't know a lot about African American history, and a lot of them thought that we did come from Africa.
That's awesome. And if you'd be willing, we'd love to see that
Oh, I think I
presentation.
do. I think I do. It's somewhere in my email.
Okay.
I have to go fetch.
Great. And then, so was there anything that you wish you had known before you went on your program? Maybe being prepared for these types of situations regarding discrimination or anything in the general.
Um, Of course, I honestly, when I went over there, I did research, but I wanted to go over there with the eyes opening that this is what it is, and not have pre notions about what's going on, so that I could be so cautious. But at the school, everyone was so nice, and if I didn't know anything, they helped us out. We had buddies that showed us around Hong Kong just so we could get adjusted, and if there was something we did not know, we always had a contact person. So I did not really, I can say I didn't really, have anything pinpoint, exactly, but all of our needs got taken care of, and it was a great experience.
Very good. And what was the most memorable moment during your program?
Um, One of the most memorable moments was, oh, so many. Okay, well, one of them, it was a holiday, the autumn festival, and we went hiking. And the hiking trip was about 3 hours going and 3 hours coming. But on the way hiking to the beach, there was a peak of rocks, and I don't know exactly how tall it was, but it was pretty high up. And me and another fellow friend, exchange student from Germany, we all jumped from the peak into the water, and we have it recorded. It was so much fun. It took me about 5 minutes to jump from the peak,
I can imagine.
but that was one of the most memorable moments. It was a triumph,
Yeah.
a triumph step for me because I'm afraid of heights.
Very cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds something like you'll never forget.
Yes.
And then, how would you say study abroad has benefited you personally or academically?
Well, this office and studying abroad has changed my complete life. I feel that I can speak to others without, having any just, knowing that everybody is different, but we are all still alike in the inside. And to know that I could just speak to someone, especially from other cultures, and to learn about them and have an open mind and teach them about me, it's embracing. And I am so glad that I studied abroad. I will never, ever, ever regret that decision.
Very cool. And what would your advice be to other students who are considering going abroad?
Just, if you have any fear, just have no fear. Just do it, because it was a decision for me that I was, oh, I don't know, I want to stay for 2 weeks, I want to stay for a month, and then I end up staying for a whole semester, and I want to go back and live, and it's so life-changing. You really have to do it to get the experience. Without actually taking the action, you have no idea what you'll be missing out on.
Well, those are all the questions on my end. Thank you so much, Hollie, for participating in an interview with Diversity Abroad, and thanks for sharing your story.
Thank you.